What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I have a particular archetype that I'm going to be taking a look at. This is the Vernuslphy, and I hope I pronounced that correctly because I think it's probably one of those archetype names that definitely gave me some trouble in terms of pronouncing. But between Power of the Elements and Darkwing Blast, I believe this archetype's stretch of cards and utilities were only in those two sets. Now, this archetype itself, from what I am seeing and reading, is that it is an Earth attribute fairy typed archetype that specialized in special summoning Earth monsters, manipulating the field to bring out big Earth monsters, and even more so, bring out their boss monster, who you see in front of you, Vera, the Vernuslphy goddess, who has the ability to remove cards, I believe. Yeah, no, she has the ability to take control of your opponent's cards, then turn it into an Earth monster, and then also have the ability to special summon. See, this is the thing. I don't remember much of this monster because I've never had to play her. I honestly didn't. So forgive me if I hadn't put focus to her, but also understand that I really don't know much more to do with her or of her. So Vernuslphy goddess and the other Vernuslphy are basically living in beautiful lands and just beautiful parts of the world that are flourished in forests, they're flourished in just elegance, and they look amazingly beautiful. I think from what I can remember or where I placed them in like my collection, they're next to Modolce, which means they probably had some setup for Earth attributed support, which is what I'm also getting from their abilities of them being Earth attributed monsters. So I honestly think that this may have been a good way to combine things and combine setups for the decks. But honestly, I just had no real interest in really playing around with it. So I understand why I did decide not to push forward with it. But in terms of the artwork looks amazing. And if they do get some new support, I hope it's something that makes them a little more playable. If that is a thing that can easily happen, because sometimes in Yu-Gi-Oh we get archetypes and then they just become unplayable. So this is what I've collected so far. Actually, I have 3 of every card that you'll see in front of you that I'm going to be pulling out, because I'm actually going to be putting the binder that they're in back soon after I do this video. Actually, I have one more video I want to do, and then 2 more videos I want to do, and then I'll go from there. But for the most part, I have the 3 copies of the Vernuslphy goddess Vera. I have the Vernuslphy of the Flourishing Hills, the one of the Awakening Forest. I have the Misting Seedling, the Flowering Fields, and I have the Thawing Mountains. I have their field spell, Corolla. Corolla. I have the Full Bloom. No, the field spell, the Full Bloom. Corolla is the continuous spell. Then I have the flower buds, and I have the Changing Seasons. Now, I don't know if this is all the cards that's in the archetype, but this is basically what I've picked up over the time of their release. So at least I know I have them. If there's any others, I'm sure people will leave them in the comment section below. I really just don't have much else to say. I have them. They're here. And they have very good artwork. I will say that. They have very beautiful artwork. They look adorable. And I do love some good artwork when you get to start showing off those color palettes and those high coloring pastels and just that contrast of colors and looks. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! One thing I will say is that they do know how to pull some good artwork together. So with that said, I'm going to wrap up the Vernuslphy or the Vernuslphy, whichever way you want to pronounce it, you go right ahead. I'm just going to call them the Vern and be happy with it, because I'm not going to fully pronounce this archetype's name and probably butcher it even further than I already have. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. You guys know where everything is on the channel, and I thank you guys so much for supporting and watching. With that said, HVJ signing out. Take care. Bye-bye.